Good evening. It is bang on 7 o'clock on the 10th of October 2021, and after a pretty much underwhelming Turkish Grand Prix, in my opinion, except Bottas winning, obviously, we are here for PSGL F10 action here at uncharted territory. Portimao circuit, Autodromo Internacional do Algarve in Portugal, a place that, of course, PSGL has never been to. It's been on 2 F1 seasons, of course, but it's brand new here. It launched last month on the game, and this is going to be one test for the drivers, considering that they've never been here before. Obviously, they'll be doing laps, but they've never been in a league race here. I am Otaku Logan, and I am joined by a new face tonight, well, in terms of this league, but he's been here for a while on PSGL, Tom Cairns.
Good evening, Logan. Good evening, everyone. Hopefully we're going to be in some cracking action here in F10, and given the action we've seen in F13 over the course of this season, I would expect this to be just as compelling as that. So just seen Sam, the first driver in the Alpine, heading out on track, and a lot of these drivers will be thinking of trying to get as much practice in as possible. I hope they've all practiced enough before this qualifying session.
Of course, as you can see, the track down, it is a massive... You're going to be moving up and down, side to side, like a roller coaster, but Liam's not going to be. Unfortunately, he's left the session, which is never a great thing. As we see Sam T, a fellow commentator here. There's two commentators here, and guess what's so funny? They're both Alpine drivers. I think that's the most fascinating thing. I mean, they're in blue. PSGL is blue. It makes sense. But as we see Sam T going around the final corner, I'm going to tell you about a lap around this roller coaster circuit, Portimao. It's like Six Flags, but it's just one track. As they come down the straight after a big uphill battle, you go downhill through the first corner, nice and fast. Don't go too wide at turn number 1, and then brake hard into turn number 3 before coming out of there, going through this weird section here, which is turn number 4, straight down and a bit of a downhill angle to turn number 5, another heavy braking zone, big hairpin, and he's done that very... Oh, he's actually hasn't really used much of the runoff area where he has stayed in bounds, and then a bit of a break here, and then heavy braking on this uphill section, of course. Coming downhill now. Welcome to all the viewers if you're not joining us. Downhill, then uphill again, around this curve here, and then brake again. Don't go too far off or you will invalidate. Oh my goodness, a big slide from Sam T as he comes, struggling through the start of the third sector. Another heavy braking zone here. There's a lot of opportunities to make some moves. Speed Ari needs to get out of the way, and he does so. Coming around the final two corners now, and this is a brilliant final corner, as you see, going full throttle, and then uphill across the line, and a 118.287 Sam T produces. And Tom, that's going to be the time to beat for now, but of course he's on mediums, so I'm sure the times will tumble down as we see Flor Vistic come around the final corner.
It will do. I mean, Portimao is such a wonderful track with a lot of elevation changes, as Flor Vistic goes over the line for 1 minute 17.1, which is over a second faster than what Sam had set on the mediums. Dylan up to second on the mediums as well. Dylan is quite a quick driver, actually. I've seen him in another league, and he has quite a good level of competitiveness within himself when it comes to league racing on this game. And Tyler goes fastest, which is no surprise given that he is the race winner of last week, and pole sitter, of course.
Yeah, it's always great to see the commentators do well. Of course, we have to be neutral here, but it's always great to see our fellow commentators do well. Of course, I'm not a league racer myself, in all honesty, because I am absolutely garbage at it. But oh my goodness, Jay Carty, I've just noticed 1,000 faster. To be fair, Jay Tyler is on the medium tyres, but Jay Carty on the softs only a millisecond faster as a yellow flag in sector 2. That do not worry, that is of course just someone passing through, and actually that yellow flag there was not for someone passing through. It is in fact Sam losing it at the fourth to last corner, as we see some drivers start to cross the line, or start to finish their lap or complete their lap. Where is Neon? There he is, and he stays in 10th. He did improve, but he could not get any faster, as we see Liam coming out of the pit lane after brief technical difficulties. Who else is to cross the line? Stiggy is actually starting his lap. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what times he can pull out. 12.5 minutes to go. No experience, no much experience for these drivers in league racing. Though it's going to be an interesting challenge, as we have just said.
We're just watching Robin go through turn 14 as he looks to get some good exit speed coming out of there and down the banking of turn 15. The right-hander, the long sweeping right-hander. His ERS runs out before he gets to the line, but every driver is pretty much in the same boat as that. And Robin goes up to 5th with a 1:17.5. So it's a respectable lap time at this stage.
Nope.
But I expect the track to continue to evolve.
Nope, Tam's just taken 5th from Robin. He's set to 1:17.4 on medium tyres. And I do believe Hector's gone fastest! I was trying to get to him, but there he is. Broke the 1:17 barrier. Can anyone match that? We have Hype in the AlphaTauri. Now, he have saw him in the Haas before, but of course that was due to Florvistic. Sorry about that. He gets an 8:09. Very good performance from him. I do believe we're seeing Liam will cross the line to start his lap. Stiggy has invalidated again and will have to go again. 5 drivers yet to set a time. Who is near here? I do believe, well, Liam is not. It should be Masiek, and he's about to start his lap. Of course, Masiek was the F12 champion last season when we were on the 2020 game. And he's actually done alright, has he? Yeah, he's got 15 points himself, 1 podium. It's great to see people coming up the ranks here.
It most certainly is, and of course, whilst people are moving up the ranks, more and more people are, of course, joining the PSGL in the PlayStation tiers. And that opens things up as we watch Stiggy. I've just watched Stiggy drift.
Oh, and Neon's gone too! Neon spun round as well.
I was just going to say, Stiggy just drifted his way through turn 8, and of course Neon spun ahead of him. So, yeah, I think it looks as though the drivers are starting to push that a little bit harder to gain more time. Going over the slow corners, and Stiggy's just gone for a spin on the exit of turn 13.
Yeah, I think he's overheated the tyres, and that would cause you to spin, of course, because you've got no grip. As Liam has to go again as he's invalidated. Speedari is on a lap right now. This is not Barry Burman. People always get this wrong. He is missing the B, and plus Barry does PC, not PlayStation. Just like to point that out. More drivers crossing the line to start a lap or finish a lap. Masiek being one of them. He's invalidated, so he'd have to go again. Headshot is beginning his lap. Sam is also just behind him. But yeah, halfway through the session, it'll be interesting to see if they can improve. It's starting to get much brighter here, Sam, so I guess there's not going to be the threat of rain.
I wouldn't have thought there had been a minute too much sunshine out onto the circuit as we watch. I'm just watching Speed in the McLaren go through the last corner now. He's still yet to post the time, so this is an opportunity to see how he gets on here. And he's quite a long way away, isn't he?
Yes.
19.3, that is really slow.
Unfortunately, he will have to try and improve on that. He is 2.5 seconds down, more than that, in fact, from Florvistic, our provisional pole time. Speaking of McLaren, here comes Dylan. And he goes third. Very good time from Dylan, of course. Just an update on the standings. You may notice Lars and Tusum are gone. They have been promoted due to their performances. Unfortunately, that means they're out of the race for the title. His replacements are Florvistic and Rizzy. But I do believe he's not here, so Hype has the seat for this week. And Hype gets third, but it looked like he went a little slow. I don't know if that was me or he just went into 8th gear early, but you know, some people are going to slow down at the end of their lap because they want the alternate strategy, and that could always work. We saw it. People do that last week in China because, of course, the softs were grinded away. But yeah, it could be the same here. They could go for the mediums because they're much better, Sam.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and so speed is just coming through, going to complete another lap. And the words we're saying about strategy, of course, you want to be trying to make that one.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you want to make that medium tyre last in the first stint, especially when you are on a full tank of fuel, because the less fuel you have, the less load needed to be put into the tyres towards the end of the race.
Indeed. Sorry, I just went OMG for a second because I just realised we've been calling you Sam on several occasions. I meant to say Tom. It's because I'm getting confused with you and Sam T, who's driving here. I do apologise, but Tom. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Carter's just gone over the line to start another lap. Who else is coming around to complete a lap? I think one of the Alfa Romeos is going over the line. That's Joshua, who is
way behind.
Time yeah, it's invalidated. Who else is on a lap at the moment? Well, Stiggy's on a lap now, just going through turn 5, so you may want to pick up on him, Logan, as he makes his way through turn 6 and turn 7.
Stiggy coming through this winding section here. I do forget the turn numbers because of, you know, this is a very new track to me. I've only seen it for a year. I will give you some statistics on this track. It is 4.635 kilometers long, and if you've done the math, that means there'll be 33 laps, because 152.5 divided by the length distance rounded up. 15 turns, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, one of these being this one, and this is also another right-handed turn. And soft to medium strategy will be on for the top runners and probably the unverse, but here comes Stiggy across the line, 7th place, 117.090, our de facto championship leader, I should say, because de jure maybe, because he is the highest scorer amongst those who have not been promoted or demoted, of course, because Lars and Tusum have gone. He has 54, ahead of Headshot, who has 48. As we see Hosura heading into the pits, he's not sentinel with that. Tam is invalidated. Neon is coming across the line now, and he goes only up to 13th. Remember, top 10 have to start on the tyres they set the fastest lap in. The rest have free choice. 31 viewers, welcome to you all. Just remember, if you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. It's very important. Also, follow the Twitter page we have. Our Twitter handle is PremierSimGL. And remember, join the Discord and you can have a chance of being in next season's action. Season 30! Tom, I can't believe it's been 30 seasons already next season.
Yes, and of course the PSGL has been going on since the days of F1 2010, would you believe? And of course I know someone who of course won the first ever PSGL championship. He's involved in F13
Mr. Grumpy?
this season. Yeah, that's it, Mr. Grumpy, exactly that, or Dale, as he's otherwise known as. But yeah, it's been extraordinary, and I cannot wait for next season to begin. We are expecting that to begin in January. It feels like a long time, but we've got a lot of breaks as well during the season because of Grand Prix that have been held, particularly the US Grand Prix and the Mexican Grand Prix, and of course the Esports Pro Championship,
yep,
which some of the PCF1 racers in the PSGL are involved in.
Yes, indeed. Season 30, we do not know when applications will be for Season 30. I do believe it will be during the Christmas break, because of course we'll be taking our annual winter break. Because Christmas, I know we're not all religious here, but you know, we need a break sometimes. So that's why Christmas is there. And Season 30 will be starting in January or February, and will be up to the end of the next game, of this game, in time for the summer. And then of course F1 2022, if that does happen, and it will be Season 31. You know the rest. Of course, Season 30, we're planning it to be the biggest season ever to celebrate 30 long seasons. We went under several other names. Of course, we went under PSGL and then PlayStation Gaming Leagues, and then when we expanded to Xbox, we were briefly known as Xbox Gaming League for those leagues. And then of course we had the renaming to Premier Sim Gaming Leagues when the PC division, which has only got us up and up through the subscriber counts. We're now at 11,000 subscribers, which we should say this time last year we had 800. Mind-blowing. As we see Hype coming around, he is third right now. Can he improve? He has showed his pace in the other races he's been in, and he's, oh my goodness me, thousandth short of the pole time, Tom. I'm trying to say Tom this time.
Yes.
But not close enough. This guy's got real pace.
He has, and if you look at the top 15, they're all separated by less than a second.
Blummin' heck. But that's what we love to see. Close as you can get. Closer than real F1. Of course, this is equal footing cars, unlike in the real F1 where you have to develop the cars. It would actually pretty be interesting for leagues, but no, it would be a lot of confusion and all that. As we see Robin starting his lap, he's around turn number 4 now. Oh, he's invalidated. Unfortunate for him. Who is on a lap? Do you know anyone that is on a lap, Tom?
Well,
that's
Speed
close.
in the McLaren is going through turn 11, sorry, but he's turning into 11. Hasn't particularly been great. I don't really understand why drivers are taking a tighter line into 11. You want to be on the outside, which gives you the extra exit speed that you need to carry the momentum through 11, then 12, and then for the sort of 90-degree turn of, or more than 90-degree turn of turn 13. So, but some speed is over the line here. Look, now it's going to be a 1 minute 18.2. It's a faster time than before, but it's not enough to lift him off the table.
No, he's still at the bottom of the barrel. He will have to go again, and I can't really see what the times are because the yellow flag warning still on the way. I do believe Flor Vishtik is actually, that's hype. He's definitely not going to be doing another lap. Who is crossing the line? I do think Hozuros. No, it's not. It's
Tam is over the line for Red Bull.
Red Bull. Oh, and Tam goes quickest. Sorry if I missed that. Tam, also previously known as Gippo, has gone top. You know, he has been having some bad luck of recent times, but he's trying to correct that and make up for it today, and it is starting to work. Hosur across the line. He goes into 6th. Dylan, I do believe, is starting a lap now, as you can see. Coming down the hill. I just love that section. You go down the hill and right into the first corner and the second, and then heavy braking for the third. Well, sort of heavy braking, but you know what I mean. Right up to the 4th. This is just it's like going to Six Flags over Texas. I need to go there.
Yeah, I mean, tell me about it. I mean, Portimao is such a wonderful track. It's a very good backup for a Grand Prix that has to be called off because of whatever restrictions or whatever.
Pandemic.
Yeah, pandemic.
Hype's given up. We're not giving up. Hecht has gone fastest. Hecht and Tam jostling for the top time. And this is crucial. Robin coming into the pit. I cannot see what time is left, Tom. I'm struggling to point out what it is. Oh, it is. Time is up, so no more laps. 4th for Jay Cardy. And Tam goes top! Tam goes top of the table! Hecht will have a lot of work to try and get that off. And he's actually kind of struggling through there. Now he had to actually pass one of the drivers who was not on a lap, and Flor Vishtik has went off, and that's the end of his session. I don't know what happened there, but I'm getting on board with Hecht because this is very key for pole position. He needs to improve by 0.107. Just over a 10th. I'm not sure what his time is like. Oh, he's done.
Yeah, he's not. I was just going to say he's not on a
Stiggy goes third though. They got 2 Mercedes on the first 2 rows, Tom. It's looking very good for... Oh, look at that! Clutch at the end! Tyler goes top!
And that's that. No one else is on a fast start by the looks of things, so Tyler on pole again in F10.
Just like last week, he comes in with it clutch at the end. It's pole position for Jay Tyler and Alpine. My goodness me. Tam will be furious that it was taken away from him, but remember, he has the front row, so he'll be on the right. But that is the dirty side. You see him and Neon talking tactics even before the race has started. Kind of good move. 48 viewers, welcome to you all, by the way. We just love to see these figures. I know it's F10, but you know, with the viewership that's growing, it gives us lower leaguers a boost as well. So always great to see. What are your thoughts going into the race, Tom?
Well, for your information, all of the top 10 will start the race on the soft compound, so this may play into the hands of those just starting outside the top 10, you're looking at Headshot, you're looking at Sam, you're looking at Liam, and Neon as well. So it's still very much anyone's game, but you don't want to be caught up in any first lap mayhem.
Indeed you don't. This will be a very crucial time for the drivers, considering they have no league race. Well, they probably don't have any league racing experience behind this. It's only been on the calendar. There is your grid for the race. Don't see any time penalties. Nope. Well, grid penalties, you know what I mean. Unlike you, Lewis Hamilton. I'm just joking. So a very interesting grid. Florvistic looks like he's struggled during this session. He was fantastic last week at China. But we also see Hype still getting in the mix, Dylan as well. He had a great race until he got spun around, I believe. Last week as he got spun, I think it was Jay Tyler he had a collision with, but I do believe Jay Tyler kept the win. Yes, he did. So we are waiting for the drivers to continue. We are waiting for the lobby to... I don't know why it's not moved yet. It shouldn't be doing that. I don't know why we've been holding it for so long, but yeah. Predictions for the race, Tom?
I'd expect Tyler to still be in the frame. I think the fact that he's on pole position on the cleaner side, it should give him the line he needs into turn 1. It's very tricky because obviously it's a 6th gear corner. Some drivers think you need to be down a lower gear, but it's not. It's actually quite a wide entry into turn 1, or wide exit of turn 1. I've got everything that Tyler is going to be able to do it. And I think it's going to come down to who can keep their car on track penalty free and keep their car out of trouble. And I'm sure that's something that Tyler will have on the back of his mind. He just needs to get off the line very, very well. I'd expect Tam and Stiggy and Dylan to get into there. Hex could well be, but anything can happen here. And can any of them make strides in the championship as well? Stiggy, who is the highest of all the current drivers in F10, who finished 2nd in China and 3rd in Italy. He'll be looking to make it another points finish to cement his lead in the championship. But watch out for Headshot, because he could be someone starting on the mediums.
Yeah, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens at the start, as we just said. Yeah, clutch moment indeed, Wolf. I'm just going to say welcome to all of you, Wolfman, who are in the chat. I'm sorry I didn't chat earlier, because of course a lot of things have happened. Apparently I've got word from GamerDude, who said Floyd Vishtek wanted to get P11. Unfortunately he did not, so he will be forced to start on those soft tyres. I know, starting with soft tyres, it's one soft tyres, it is very unusual feeling of starting something that's not fresh. Now, to be fair, you'll be doing one lap on them anyway, doing the formation lap, but you know, it's this weird aura of using something, hey, I've used this before, or something like that. You know, it's preferably being on the fresh, because you know, of course, you get the most grip out of the fresh tyres. As you see, oh my goodness, in Hex Garage, the tyres magically change from soft to hard. I've never seen that before in my life. Black magic at its best. But no, here we go. I do not believe it's going to be a 2-stop. Please ignore that. I have seen 1 stop done by pretty much all of the F1 PC drivers, of course. We saw Danny Marino take a win, and of course Lucas Blakely have the absolute worst luck. And being Scottish, I'm too familiar with it.
So just looking at the drivers who have penalty points, the one with the most is Luke Flano, who I do not believe is around tonight, is he? So he won't be adding any points.
No, Luke Flano's not here.
No, so who else is here? Well, Tam is on 4 penalty points at the moment. Masiak is on 1. Who else is on penalty points? Oh yeah, Neon's Hex, sorry, has got 1 license point. Neon's got 3. Yeah, not any of them are in danger of a race ban at the moment, so I'd expect every single one of them to get through this race without any contact. And Headshot is starting the race on hard tyres, which is quite surprising, but at least he can go on that longer first stint. He just needs to make sure he does not get caught up in anyone else's mess. But it's back-to-back poles for Tyler. Can he convert the second of the back-to-back into a race victory, which will do his championship hopes a lot of good. Now remember, it's 16 points for a race victory. Top 10 score points. And there's also a point for the driver within the top 10 achieving the fastest lap.
Yeah, sorry, I think I accidentally had my mic on mute, but yeah, 60 viewers, welcome to you all. As you can see, I'm very surprised that Headshot got the hard tyres on and Speedari chose the soft. He is at the very back, of course, but here they come to the grid then. It's a very tense moment for all the drivers. What is going on? I mean, that's how it does it, but it's weird. You can't set your own grid. I think you should be allowed to do that, but you know, it would be very complicated and people would probably just abuse the system of it. But here we go. Everyone on the grid now, ready for the first race in Portugal. Here come the lights. Get ready! And off we go! Who is going to get the best start? My goodness me, it's a lot of flashing. Hector's got away very nicely from Tam. It's a horrible start from Tam. He's already overtaken by both Mercedes as he tries to take one of them on the first corner. It doesn't seem to work out. Liam has not started at all, so I think that will be the end for him. He will be disqualified. And there it goes, he's out of the race immediately. I don't know what's going on as we see Tam and Hype going side to side. The two Red Bull sister cars going to battle around to turn number 5 as we see Tam, oh my goodness, they're banging wheels, and one of the Aston Martins, actually not an Aston Martin, one of the Williams going wide there as we see Tam cannot get hold of Hype. Hype now taking up 4th. Of course, he won the very first race of the season, but he's been absent from most of the races this season as we see Neon and Headshot having a good battle for 12th. Going up this roller coaster section, and my goodness me, see Dari and Robin clashing at the top of the hill. A lot of action going on here, Tom.
A lot of action indeed. So Tam, who started second on the grid, got swamped by the Mercedes cars into turn 1, which got him out of shape on the exit, and that allowed Hype to have the upper hand. And now the other AlphaTauri of Florvistic is right on Tam's tail, so Tam's got an awful load of work to do between now and the end of the race.
As we see Headshot's losing a lot of positions, I partially think that is because he's on the hard tyres. They're really struggling around this track, showing that the medium is more superior on this track. He's almost getting swamped by both Mashek and Robin, and Florvistic has lost a position, 2 positions, 3 positions. Now he is starting to struggle. Well, he gets one back from B-Boy, but he's going to be coming back at him like a hawk as they head down to turn number 5 side by side, but it looks like Florvistic's just edging him out. Yes indeed, he keeps 8th place for now. Of course, long way to go, 33 laps. DRS will be on after this lap as you see Robin right at the back, just hasn't been able to get up any further, but my goodness me, it was a great start from the Mercedes as we said. Tam already down to 5th, it's not a great start from him, Tom.
No, definitely not. Volvistic went for a move on Tam at turn 1, but got way out of shape and went off into the runoff area, and that allowed Carty and Dylan to go past him with ease. Now he's lucky to remain in 8th position ahead of Worm in the Aston Martin. And Headshot hasn't quite made the start he was hoping for. He's down in 14th place, but he did start on the hard tyres, so he's going to be pretty much easy prey for those on the softs and the mediums.
Indeed, and Jay Tyler crossing the line to start lap number 3, DRS enabled. He has the fastest lap, but of course that's probably going to tumble down as we go into the coming laps. I was going to mention that someone here, Darkside Wolf, has asked if Liam had a pedal issue. That could be plausible. Pedal issue is the last thing you want because you can't get off the grid. The DRS starting to come on now. This is just one of the DRS zones, and doesn't seem to be much change in the pecking order as there is a yellow flag, and I do believe it is Robin. He has had a spin at turn number 4, so that will add even more pain to his race. It's just not been his day. Leon gets past the Sam T. but Sam T trying to come back, and Bidari has spun around at the hill. Still Sam T trying to chase down Neon for 11th position, of course the first non-point scoring position, but it looks like Neon has held on for now.
I was going to say Neon and Sam went side by side into turn 7, and Sam went off the track as Neon was getting back through. So these two will be going hammer and tong, I would think, for a time being, but Sam is most certainly going to have the DRS as a yellow flag, and that's the AlphaTauri of Florvistic.
Florvistic has spun, and he's went into the pits. I'm not sure what has happened with Florvistic. Is he going to change his tyres now? Is he got damage? I think he might have damage here, Tom, as he's heading in. He's gonna put new softs on. I think he might have not been happy with his soft, so he's going to do a 2-stop by the looks of it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, they didn't change the front wing on the AlphaTauri. It was another set of softs going on, so perhaps he must have flat spotted them as he was spinning on the exit of that last turn. So that's a double whammy for him, unfortunately.
Yeah, so you don't want to flat spot your tyres, do you?
No, but I want to watch the battle for the lead. This is really important because the top 7 are separated by less than 4 seconds.
That is crazy. As we see Hozura chasing down B-Boy Worm, this is for 8th position. This will be for 3 points, not 4, because we use a different system here at PSGL. The winner gets 16 points. My goodness me, B-Boy having sparks coming out of the back of him. As we say, 16 points for a win, 12 for second, 10 for third. Then it's 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for 4th, down all the way down to 10th respectively. As the fast times go tumbling down, Hozura planning to make a move on B-Boy Worm right on his gearbox, passing him with ease, and into 8th place he goes.
The hype to the inside here, look, on the Mercedes of Stiggy going into turn 3. The Mercedes has the upper hand on the exit, but Hype is going to complete the switchback on the exit of turn 4. He's got the DRS, so should pull alongside and complete the pass as they go into turn 5. There we go, look, Hype up into 3rd position.
Into the podium places goes Hype, and next on his hit list will be the other Mercedes of Hecht. If he gets past him, that means he'll be going for Tyler as he comes through into the second part of Sector 2, and gets worse for Florvistic, Tom. He has a 3-second time penalty. That's for 3 warnings.
Yeah, that's mostly the likelihood of that is track limits, so Florvistic's got that to live with for the remainder of the race. The annoying thing about this game cycle, though, is that you can't take track limit penalties at your next pit stop. It can only be applied at the end of the race, and when you get a late safety car, that makes it even worse because you've got the whole pack grouped up together.
Yeah, and even worse in this game, the track limits are very strict. Even in qualifying, the track limits are not the curb as it is in some cases. It's the white line.
So Hecht less than a second behind Tyler. Hecht is beginning to pull away a little bit from Hype. That's probably because of Hype's overtake on Stiggy a lap ago. But Hecht is still going to remain right on Tyler's tail. And just looking at the ERS they've got left, and Tyler's got about 25% less ERS than Hecht. So we could well be seeing a change of lead very shortly.
Florvistic set the fastest lap, but he is in last place. If you do not finish in the top 10, then there's actually been an incident between Speedari and Robin, and I think Robin might have damage, Tom. He is struggling to get around turns. He has passed Speedari, but there was a yellow flag there.
Might be alright. There may be some slight damage, but sometimes the damage the drivers pick up isn't as distinctive to the human eye as the driver. Now, the driver obviously gets some indication, some data, whether the front wing is actually damaged on the game, but maybe sometimes we can't see it as spectators as much. So Hecht has got the DRS behind Tyler. He should maybe go for a move. Tyler's already going defensive, so he doesn't give Hecht the slipstream, and Tyler will live on to fight another day.
As you see, Stiggy was trying to move on Hype, but he couldn't get close enough, so Hype will hold on to the last podium spot. As there is another battle going between Neon and Masiak. Masiak makes the move. Headshots into 10th, by the way. He made a move in the last lap. Neon gets a penalty though, he goes wide again, and as we see Speedari and Robin, they both have damage by the looks of it, so I do believe we will be seeing them pit. Speedari, of course, coming in very early, but of course that will be for that wing change. He was on softs, and Robin will have to make a change. He's going to do the soft. Is it going to be a medium soft or medium soft medium? It'll be interesting to see. I'm not sure how long the tyres last here because, of course, I'm no expert. They could make the end of the race in this, to be fair.
I was just going to say, Tyler nearly dropped it coming through turn 12. He's lucky to keep the car pointing the right way. Hecht is right on his tail. You can see the top 6 grouped together, waiting for an opportunity. This is like a long queue. This is going to be a DRS train, as some people would call it, as Hecht closes in on Tyler, who's going to be the one not able to use the DRS because he's got no cars ahead of him. Hecht may take the lead here, Logan.
He could, and he's going for it. No, he's not. He's just too far behind. You can see the leader gap's 6 to first, 2.5 seconds. It is so close. It's fractions game right now. A fractions game and nothing else. As we can see, Hype is right behind Hecht. Hecht might have had a bad turn 4, but in turn 5 he cannot capitalise. It's only going to get closer from here though.
Now this is going to make pit strategy very, very interesting. Who's going to try and make the 1 stop and who's going to try and make the 2? Well, answers on the postcard. We don't necessarily know what strategies each of these drivers have got in mind. I think they know what they want to do. It's just what is the most viable. As you can see, Hecht makes contact with Tyler ahead.
That may be interesting. Hopefully he hasn't damaged his car. By the looks of it, he's not. But, you know, it's not really going to do him any good in terms of PR, because of course you want to make the move clean. You don't want to go bumping and banging wheels and all that. You want to get past nice and easy. This is going to be an important moment for Hecht and Tyler as they come round the final turn once again. Tyler goes on the very outside, Hecht a little bit away from it, but Hecht has got the better speed, he's got the better drag, and into the lead he goes! Hecht into the lead! But it's only 25 laps to go. How will he do in the rest of this race?
Well, the question is, can he get out of that DRS territory? Now he's in front. He's now the cork in the bottle here, if you want to call it, because he's going to have Tyler fighting back at him the next time they get onto the pitch.
Oh! Yeah, big contact there. I'm not sure what happened there, but Hype just seemed to run into the back of Tyler. He's got to be very careful. He's going to damage his wing. Hype still in third right now, and he's got Stiggy all over the back of him. Oh, and Tyler goes a bit wide on that turn there. I can't remember what the turn numbers are. I'm just trying to focus on the race.
Turn 8.
Turn 8, thank you. Turn 8, it's always a great turn for some reason, wherever you go. As we see, Hype is trying to rectify his error. He is now half a second behind. Jay Tyler's 1 second behind. I'm not sure what has happened. Maybe that mistake has cost him valuable time indeed. He will not have DRS. No, he will not have DRS. Hecht is just running away right now. And he's got to run away as fast as he can. He is... here he goes. Hyped. Hype. Oh, Tyler moving to the left. Oh, no! Oh no, that is going to definitely be investigated. Hype is out of the race, and no surprise, it is a safety car. I'm sorry if I blew in everyone's eardrums. I totally did not expect that. And Tyler, oh, I think he's become public enemy number 1. He went to the left, went to the right, and then when Hype went for the move, he got slammed, and then into the wall he went. It was just nothing Hype could do. It was just such an unfortunate moment. Tyler's probably going to get a penalty, and I think he might actually have a penalty. Yeah, he's got a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. So, Jay Tyler under the magnifying glass for sure.
Hype will be absolutely livid with Tyler after. I'm just watching back on the footage, and it seems to me that Tyler just moved across far too late there, as he knew that he had to go defense. He's made one move and then moved again, which, as you well know, is against the rules when it comes to professional racing, whether it's on the racetrack, on a real life racetrack, or in esports. It makes no difference. you can only make one change of direction when you're defending from someone before the braking zone, and Tyler moved more than once there.
Yeah, he did. There was a big front wing, that was a Heights front wing on the track, as we see everyone pitting, so hence the safety cars come out. Top 4, top 5, top 6, make it top 7. I think everyone's coming in, everyone on the softs anyway. Now, what will Headshot do? He'll come in too.
Mercedes had to double stack because Stiggy had to wait behind Hecht to be serviced, so Stiggy's going to lose out horribly in all of this.
Yes, he is, and in fact, Maciek has the lead of this race as he has chosen to stay out. Jay Tyler's going on another set of softs, so he's going to be doing the 2 stop billets because, of course, you must use 2 tyre compounds. You cannot use just the one, or 2 sets of 1, or just 1 for the whole race. That's against the rules. The exception to the rule being if it is a wet race. So I had to use the intermediates or wets at any point. You can just use them for the whole race, like Esteban Ocon did today. And what Hamilton should have done, well, he was trying to. But yeah, Maciek in the lead of this race because of choosing not to pit, of course. He's actually the only driver, apart from him, Spidari, to not pit. 68 viewers, by the way. What a massive, massive figure as we see Spidari slowing right down. You have to maintain a positive delta, which is given to all the drivers so that they're not like gaining an advantage, because of course safety car you can't go too fast because it's very dangerous. So that is why he's slowing down. If you do not slow down, you will get a drive-through penalty, and as we know, drive-through penalties can be very costly because you have to serve it in 3 laps. The safety car, it's not what you want. As we see Maciek leading the field around. I wonder what's going through Maciek's head, knowing he's not pit and he will have to eventually.
Well, he could be trying to make the one-stop work here, so I'd expect Maciek to remain out there for the time being. It could well be that the longer he remains out there, he could try and switch onto the soft compound, which would be ideal, because, as I was saying to you earlier, Logan, he won't have as much fuel left in the car, which means less load put into the tyre through the corners.
Yes, indeed, so he will be watching his tyres very carefully before his next pit stop, as we are waiting for the 4 drivers who have yet to join the train. Of course, we're not going to be starting until all the drivers have joined the train or got close enough to the train, which will give everyone a fair shot at making some moves, except if you're a lap down, because you cannot, for some reason. I think you can in the real life, but in the game, due to certain reason, you cannot do that. So I think they should fix that for the next game, but you know, we've got to do what we can live with. Luckily no one has been lapped, so it's all good for now. Robin just starting his 12th lap now. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting what will happen when we eventually get underway again.
To be fair, Maciek wouldn't mind the safety car going around for another lap, because that's one less lap of green flag racing, of which he needs to carry those mediums. So he ideally would want to get to around about lap 22 before he switches onto the soft compound, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, indeed. Tyler was not punished. Why do we have to rely on the stewards post-race? Well, for some reason, you know, it gives it a warning, but in my opinion it should be a 10-second penalty. You've ended his race. He's done all that work and then you end his race. That's worthy of a hefty penalty in my opinion. Do not believe we're getting away again. Oh no, we are! Safety car's in this lap and it's just got to the final corner. My goodness, that was quick, to be fair.
Yep, because Robin's caught up to the field, so everyone's together now.
Oh my goodness, look at them. They're so close to each other. My goodness, Heck nearly hits Maciek. Maciek finally goes. But how about the rest of them? How are they faring? Heck's trying to pull away from the rest, but look at this battle going on behind Tom. Dylan, Jake Harty and Tam all fighting for 4th.
So through turn 1 in single file, which is the most sensible way of getting through turn 1. You don't necessarily go through side by side unless you're already ahead before you get to the corner. So Carty under threat here from Dylan as they go through turn 4. Dylan will have better speed on the exit. Now he's going to be side by side with the Ferrari as they enter turn 5. Dylan down the inside, and that's him moving in front of the Ferrari into 5th place. He needs to get that door shut though before the Ferrari fights back, and he does so. So very well done there to Dylan.
Hex 2/10 behind Mashek. He's hoping that Mashek makes some error, or Hex gets a great corner as we come through turn 9 now. Is there going to be any change here at turn 10?
11.
No. Or 11, sorry. Is that 2 turns? I'm not sure. But anyway, Mashek still holding the lead, but remember he is on worn tyres. Hex on just being put on these new fresh mediums. So he will have the big pace advantage as they come around the final corner for the first time since the safety car came in. A long one, and Hecht has got great pace, and who needs the DRS? He's going to make the move now.
Yeah,
and right behind him is Tyler.
Yeah, so Tyler, who will be most certainly under fire for that contact with height that caused the safety car to be deployed. Well, he needs to try and make up for lost time and minimise the damage, because I'd imagine there'll be something coming his way post-races. Robin's gone round in the Haas, but has continued, but no one else is involved. And Tyler picks up another penalty.
And he's going around the inside, Tom, and he's got it all, and it's actually, Mashek has gone wide. Yeah, he's really starting to struggle, Mashek is, and now he's got Dylan hounding at him, but holds on to third for now. Is it time for him to think of, should I come in or not, or should he just try and soldier on?
I think he's got to stay out there for now, because otherwise he's going to be too far out of sync, because he knows he should have probably been in if he was doing that kind of strategy. As Dylan makes slight contact, it was bit too far back to make the move from there. It's not necessarily an overtaking place, it's turn 11. So that could have been Dylan's front wing being chopped off there, and Mashek continues to remain ahead of him. There's no DRS for the first 2 laps of the restart, so we're not going to be seeing the DRS being used here by any of the drivers, but next time around they will be.
Yes indeed, as we on board with Stiggy right here, who's trying to get as close to Jay Carty as possible as DRS is turned on. Is there going to be any moves made here? Doesn't look like there is going to be for 3rd, 4th or 5th. But Florvishtek gets past Headshot. That's for 9th. He has effectively doubled his score right now. As we see, look at this! Stiggy going for Jay Carty but couldn't get it. As they now come out of turn 4. Robin getting another penalty. That's just getting ever worse for him. And now Stiggy cannot make a move. Hello, Dylan's going for 3rd. I forgot to mention, Dylan going for 3rd, and they're right side by side next to each other, but Dylan gets ahead, and Mashek now down into 4th, and he's got Tam all over him, Tom.
He does, and Tam will be wanting to get by that Ferrari very, very soon, and stay in touch with the leaders here, and all the exit speed he can coming out of 11, but no gain there. And we want to have a look at the top 2 as well, because Tyler on the soft compound is right behind race leader Hecht.
And as we begin to see them coming around the final corner to start lap 16, is Jay Tyler going to make a move on Hecht? Now he's got to be careful. He knows what he did last time. He doesn't want to do it again. He's right up close to Hecht, and he has got it. Into the lead he goes. Great pace from Jay Tyler, and he is on a great course to make a massive gap here, of course, because he's on the soft tyres, and he will have to pit again, by the way, just to let you know. He will have to pit. Where is Flying Dutchman, by the way, Mr. Unknown? There's a few Dutchmen in here. I can't remember who, but of course there are definitely Dutch drivers in this league. So stick around. As we see Jay Carty right next to Stiggy. Stiggy's just got past him for 6th. Neon makes the move into 11th. And oh geez, Sam having a lot of lag here. He actually has had a lot of lag, Tom, so he's got to be careful. Oh my goodness me.
Yeah, he's having a lot of lag at the moment. I think this is something which Codemaster's trying to sort out, the desync issues that have been happening in recent weeks. But yeah, hopefully this doesn't affect the race too much in this one. So Tyler not opened up that second margin at the moment, so Hector's going to have the DRS behind him when they go down the pit straight.
Yes, indeed. As we see, there's a big battle going for 5th. Masiek's being chased down by Stiggy, Carty and Hozua, and so is Vlor Vishtik, and now Stiggy going to make the move for 5th place, and now Jay Carty, that's Masiek's teammate, is going to make the move into 7th place. So it's already, it is starting to show that these tyres are nearly dead, as now he's being overtaken by the two battling Huzura and Vlor Vishtik, fighting for 8th position as they go down the back straight. My goodness me, this is some battle going on for 8th position, but Vlor Vishtik will have the inside line, and he's... Oh, they're still side by side actually. They've got to be careful coming through these few turns, and Neon has given up the race. I think he's had some issue, but Hozura still fighting with Vlor Vishtik, but he is ahead of the AlphaTauri and into 8th, and now he's going for Masiek, another Ferrari engine car, and he's gonna wait it out. Of course these tires are 16 laps old, coming on 17. Hozura's are 5.5 old, oh, right behind the Ferrari driver, but he should be okay. He's gonna have a big opportunity coming out of the final corner. Masiek is starting to struggle though.
So Het's going for the lead again on Tyler, so another change of leadership with Het moving back in front. I wonder if Tyler's tyres are starting to fall off the cliff, and the reason for Neon's retirement is that he had an off at turn 15.
Oh! Masiek's got a penalty. It's getting worse for him.
So Masiek on 3 seconds, but at least a lot of the others are on penalties anyway. Joshua is not one of them. He's diving to the inside of the Ferrari, and Joshua will go up into 7th place.
Sorry, I saw Vlor Vishtik ramming into Masiek there by the looks of it, and I hope he doesn't have damage from that, because that would be crucial if he does. But yeah, it does seem like the soft tyres are starting to wear out. Headshot making a move on Vlor Vishtik, but he can't get it done. Vlor Vishtik holds on to 9th for now. Is Headshot going to go for a move here? No, he's not. Oh, he has! In fact, Vlor Vishtik went into the gravel! And that is an easy picking for Headshot up into 9th now.
So Headshot up to 9th as he continues to make his way through the field as Hecht continues to lead, but Tyler is going to have the DRS behind him. Now, is this going to be a change of lead once again? I don't think it is this time, even though Tyler's got the DRS. He's not going to be close enough to have a go.
Indeed he is not. The gap is now 3 tenths. It shows that this long straightaway that starts the race is very, very beneficial if you have DRS. Vlor Vishtik has pitted for damage. He must have suffered that damage from that contact with Masiek. He's changing his wing, as we can see, and medium tyres going on for the AlphaTauri driver. As we see, Masiek is now being challenged by Headshot, who slides around turn number 5, coming through to turn 7 and 8 now, but it just doesn't seem to get close enough to the Ferrari driver. We are looking for some action here. 6 tenths the gap up front. Can Jay Tyler find some extra oomph to challenge Hecht's first position? We'll have to find out as they come through the final few corners to start lap number 20 of this race. It's going to become very interesting coming to the end of the race.
And Tyler's in the pits.
Alright. So it looks like he will be changing to mediums. He cannot go to softs again, because of course that would be against the rules. You cannot... You have to use 2 tiring compounds, and there he goes. Where will he come out though? That is the question.
He'll come out behind Robin. He'll have some clear track ahead of him, I would think.
And out he comes, so Tyler got it all to do now. Looks like the others are going to pit soon though. And Masiek's definitely going to be one of them as he is getting close to Headshot. Actually, can they finish this race in these mediums? I think they can.
Well, he's still in there. I mean, still within a second of Headshot as they go through turn 8. So, as I was saying earlier, Masiek is going to try and make this one-stop strategy work and go onto the soft tyres when he does pit in.
going to be very interesting to see if they are going to go 1 or 2. Of course, Mashek looks like he's going to go 1, and that means he will be pitting for the softs eventually. By the way, in a few minutes F9 will be on, so don't turn off here. Of course, stick around, watch this, and watch F9 in another window. You can watch two at the same time, you know. As we see, the gaps are starting to expand a lot through a lot of areas, in fact. One that is not is Tam. He's getting very close to Dylan. Of course, these drivers are all on pretty much the same age of tyres. It's all about how they conserve those tyres, how they set up their cars to deal with the wear. It's a lot of factors that go into it, Tom.
There are a number of factors going into it. Mashek just needs to, if he could just stay within the DRS window actually of headshot, then that helps his cause for when he does come in, as Speed comes in, who had just been on the mediums actually. Only for 13 laps though, so he's going to have to go on another set of mediums.
Interesting, as he comes on to another set of mediums, but yeah, Mashek has done very well, to be fair, although he's been losing positions due to all the other fresh drivers' tyres. He has done pretty well for staying on these for 20 laps. I'm sure he'll have to pit eventually though. He did start on the medium tyres, being in the bottom 7. But when it comes in, he's going to be shooting through the field like a rocket if he can get anywhere close, because of course he will have all the grip on these softs. As you see, there's only 2 drivers that are within DRS range. One of them is Hozua. I think the J is pronounced like a H, but I'm not sure.
It's a Y actually.
Oh, Yozura.
So yeah, so it's a Y that it's pronounced as.
Yeah, thank you for that. As we see him trying to get close to Jay Carter, it doesn't seem to be working for him. Mashek's still within DRS range of headshot, but he can't make a move. As we see, Dylan is in between Hecht and Tam. Tam coming through turn number 6 and 7 and 8. This is one of my favourite parts. This is probably my favourite part of the circuit. You brake a little and then you brake into turn number 8. And a lot of time can be won or lost through there, Tom.
It can, but you don't actually need to brake for 7. You just need to decelerate and brake in a straight line before you turn in to turn 8 in 4th gear. That's the way to get through it, but you need a very good setup.
Yeah, and Speedari has retired while still in motion. So that's actually retirement on track. I do believe they probably might look into the retirement rules, because of course we did see Lucas Blakely's race get ruined by one of the drivers retiring on track. And there's Dylan's teammate as Speedari pulls off on the side of the track to indicate that he is retiring from the race, throwing in the towel, as Josura trying to get close to Jay Carty but could not on this occasion. So that is Speedari's race over. Mashek getting close now. He's actually doing very well for a driver on 22 lap mediums.
The tyres just gone past Robin for 11th place on track. So Tyler on the much fresher tyres. He'll be going to the end of the race, no problem. I'm just thinking about the leaders actually. They should make it to the end of the race, but looking at Carty in 5th place on the hards, he's going to have more life left in those tyres than those on the mediums, surely.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out coming into the business end of the race. We just completed the second third, as they would say, of this race. So yeah, still a lot of action to come. Speaking of action, Jay Tyler is trying to get, oh my goodness me, Sam has massive lag problems still, as Jay Tyler passes him for the first point position. 1 point, but I do not believe he's going to be settling for that. He's going to be going after the rest of the field as much as he can, because he's just trying to run as fast as he can. As you can see, 10 laps to go after this. So yeah, a lot of time to go, when a lot of drivers may be thinking of trying to 2-stop or 1-stop it.
Mashek is most certainly going to go into the set of the soft compound. I would think that he'll be coming in at the end of this lap.
I'd agree. He will fall down to at least 12th, but you know, Is it a good trade-off? We'll have to find out, as his tyres are on the cliff. His tyres are right on the cliff. Don't know what they're like. I can't really see any like visual indications, but I'd imagine they're screaming for grip right now.
So Hecht in the lead, no time penalty to him at the moment, so it looks looking very, very good for his first victory of this season. He missed the I'm just trying to see how many races he actually missed. Oh, he's failed to finish a lot of races actually. Failed to finish 4 times, including last week in China, but he's picked up a podium at Silverstone. So it looks like he's going to add to his total of 19 to increase that to 35. So nearly doubling the points tally for the season.
He's in. He is in. Masiek is in. He will be changing to the softs for sure, and he will have 9 laps to complete on these. So it's going to work out for him. We'll have to find out as he comes in.
Yeah.
No question.
Robin's in as well.
Robin's in, and he'll be doing the 2-stop. So it will be 11th for Masiek as he comes out of the pit. Actually, maybe is Florvistic coming close? He is, but not close enough to challenge Masiek. So yes, it is 11th place for Masiek right now, and he's going to be on the charge for Sam T, who's in 10th. He will have to gain, if he's to get into the points, about 1.5 seconds a lap. But I'm not sure if that's doable, but we'll have to see how the gaps fluctuate in the coming laps.
So looking at the position, Vincarti and Joshua are fighting over 5th position. They are going through the hairpin of turn 14 now, and Joshua will get the DRS, unlike Carty. So this should be a slam dunk manoeuvre here for Joshua, because he's got so much ERS left in comparison to Carty.
Here he goes. He's going for the move. They've been battling a lot, but finally there's going to be a move by the looks of it. Hosura on the inside, passes Jay Carty, but Jay Carty goes wide. That will not like that. And Jay Carty will actually have DRS coming out of turn number 4. So he may have a chance to get back, but oh, he's had a bad corner there. Of course, Hosura having the perfect line and keeps his 5th place for now. Next for him will be Stiggy.
So Joshua living on and going after Stiggy. Just looking to see further back as Tyler's 1 second behind Worm in the battle for 8th place. Now Tyler's penalty 6, which is the same as what Worm has got, but Sam and Masiev have got 3 seconds each. So he'll want to get by the Aston Martin very quickly here, does Tyler.
Yes, indeed. Masiek has reduced the gap to 11.4 between him and Sam T. Sam T looks like he really is starting to fall behind Jay Tyler. I think he's lost 2 seconds within the lap. The hard tire is starting to lose grip, as we can see. What happened to Lucas F1? The ghost car wasn't ghosted, it just resetted the track. Yeah. I've seen less penalties in an unranked lobby. Yeah, but was that over 33 laps, or was it 5? Because most of the open lobbies are 5 laps. 13 drivers remain, only 3 are going to suffer the fate of not scoring, as we see Jay Tyler making a move on Mr. B-Boy Worm for 8th place. He's got it done. Very nice move, but remember, he might get post-race penalties for that incident with Hype, of course, as Jay Carty behind Joshua, trying to get that position back, but he just can't seem to. But look at this, top 3 coming close together as we have 58 viewers and 58 comments. There are 3 cars without penalties. Yes, there are. Hecht, Joshua, and Headshot Lessie.
Carty still behind Joshua, less than a second. This is the closest battle we've got on track, and Tyler's gone for a spin into the gravel.
Oh! And he's reset to track. That'll be a penalty,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
and his teammates passed him.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with resetting track. You could rejoin and put other drivers off as you were rejoining back onto the racing line. So I'm sure Tyler will get some form of penalty for that.
Sure he will. As we can see, these two foes battling for 5th again. 6 laps to go in this race, and if there's any time for Jacquard to make the move, it's got to be now, but he can't because he's too far back. He'll have to try again the next time we come around. This could be an opportunity here. He's right up to Yozuru's gearbox as they come around to turn number 4. Oh, but Yozuru's pulled away, and I think he might be able to say that 5th position is safe for now, and it is.
So they exit turn 5 with Carty still in 6th place, and Tyler fighting back, this time with his teammate. Goes off track though, does Tyler, and touches the gravel. That won't do. The tyre's too much good. And Robin with a new fastest out, albeit outside the points. They wouldn't get that point as it stands.
Yeah. Just an update, Sam has let Jay Tyler through. I think that was an order from Sam himself. He was going to let Jay Tyler, of course, do all the battling. Because the lag is just horrible for Sam, let's be honest. I'm sorry to say this, but I think his internet connection needs a deep look into. Oh, hold on! Dylan's right up close to Hecht. He didn't get a move done, but this is a big pointer, and we could be seeing a big battle for the win. Of course, this is the 4-point battle, I should say, because of course 16 for first, 12 for second. Actually, I should check the fastest lap. It's still Robin, so no point going to be added as of now. But of course that could change. But Dylan's got to be careful. If it does too much battling with Hecht, then Tam could come into the mix. So this is very crucial for both of them as they come around through sector 2. Dylan needs to try and keep his enemies close.
Well, bearing in mind, Hecht does not have a time penalty, unlike Dylan and Tam. So even if Dylan was to get by Hecht, then that wouldn't be enough for him to just take the victory. He'll need to pull out a 3-second margin.
Yes, indeed. So Hecht's got to keep it clean. That's all he's got to pretty much do. And he will win this race. Of course, Dylan actually made a mistake in approaching the hairpin at sector 3, so he's actually back to square one. He's within 6 attempts now. Tam doesn't seem to get anything done, so he's still in third. Jake Harty's trying to get up close to Yozura, but can't make a move there. 4 laps to go. Time is running out for these drivers who are hungry for the first prize. It's just, they need to make the move as soon as they can, or they will be regretting their decisions at the post-race, post-mortem, I should say. But Dylan now 4 attempts behind. This battle's starting to heat up.
Dylan behind Hecht as they go through turn 10 and now 11. Dylan just needs to stay within the gearbox here of Hecht as they go through turn 13 now.
So turn 14 and now turn 15, and then lap 31 will start. It'll be the first of the final 3 laps of this very intriguing race. Not been much action, to be fair, but you know, it could all change within these final 3 laps as Tyler gets another penalty. Dylan getting close to Hecht. Is he going to try and make a crazy move? No, he is not. But here's Carty going for 5th, and that is good. He is into 5th now. And back to where he thinks is rightly his, as Dylan now getting up close to Hecht. He's going to go for a move on the inside. No, he backs out at the last moment. He decides not to make the move. I think he might have played it safe just in case he made contact, but his time is starting to run out, as we said.
So we're going to have to wait until the pit straight to get the move done and then actually start pulling away from the Mercedes. But like you just said there, Logan, he's going to run out of time before he can even work on that.
Yeah, Masiek has not been able to get close to Sam, as we can see. But yeah, 3 seconds of penalties. It's looking very ominous for Masiek to get a point. I think his strategy and logic might have backfired.
Well, to be fair, Tyler's time penalty is 9 seconds, whereas Masiek's is 3, so If
Yes.
Mashek can get to within 6 seconds of him, which he's not right now. But here's Dylan, look.
And he's through. He's through. I think Heck. Oh, Dylan's got another penalty. Well, he's definitely going to fall further down. But I was going to say, I don't think Hecht is too worried about that. You just let him run away, and if he stays like this, he'll still be the winner. He probably still will be, considering that Dylan now has 6 seconds worth of penalties. I think that's Dylan's hopes of winning down the chute, I'd have to say.
Well, as it stands, he would be finishing. At the moment, he would be finishing third behind Tam.
Yes. So it is pretty much went from bad to worse for Dylan, but of course that could all change in this final few laps. Once they come around here, it will be the final lap. I actually should put the penalties on, because they will be the crucial factor in the results. Yes, Hecht can win if he stays clean. So here we go, final lap of 33. Can Hecht hold on? I think by the looks of it he can. In fact, he could just let Tam through and he would still win the race.
Yeah, so Hecht's out of DRS range, so he's not going to be able to hold off Tam here, I don't think. Well, he may be able to.
Tyler deservingly will not be in the points, thank God. I think that is starting to look like the case. He has 9 seconds behind. So Mashek might be able to just sneak a point in. Actually, no, he will still be in the points. He's 6 seconds behind in terms of penalties. So yeah, he will still be, by the looks of it, scoring points. Tam getting close to Hecht, but I don't think it really matters. Hecht could just let him through and still win the race. But he's got to be careful to keep it clean, Hecht does. In fact, if he got a penalty now and finished ahead of time, he'd still win the race. Robin's got another penalty, but it doesn't really matter. They come around the final corner for the final time. It's going to be Dylan across the line, but it's not going to be good enough. Hecht is going to win the race. He might as well just let Gippo Tam through, but he doesn't, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be Hecht that wins, Tam in second, Dylan in third, Stiggy crosses the line in fourth, Yozura gets fifth, Jakarty gets sixth, Headshot will finish without penalties seventh, 1 second behind Jakarty on terms of penalties. Now, what is going to be the order here? I think it looks like, yeah, it's going to be, oh geez, J. Tyler trying to make a move at the end, but it doesn't matter, he will still be ninth. Sam T will finish the final point scoring position. No, it'll be Mashek. No, it's not. It's Sam. That was a glitch there. It would be Sam, I do believe. Anyways, Mashek will not score. Flor Vistik will finish 12th, and Robin coming around the final corner will be your last finisher. In fact, I thought he was going into the pits there, but there he goes. Hecht wins in Portugal. But of course, the post-race penalty, Tyler sure will not get points, so it looks like Mashek could get 10th. I did nearly forget about that.
That was an excellent race there for Hecht. That was a very much needed victory to boost his hopes in the championship. So that puts him onto 35 points. So that moves him up a couple of positions to what is now 5th place, behind Hype, who failed to score. But the driver's on the podium, with Hecht taking his first victory of the season.
I'm sure the Mercedes team will be very happy with that. Let's look at the results then. It's a win for Hecht. A win for Hecht. Second place Tam. Third place Dylan. Fourth would be Stiggy. Fifth, Yozua, who came from 9th to start, by the way. Mashek came from near the back of the grid, but couldn't score, but it looks like he could get some points, considering that Jay Tyler is under the watchful eye of the stewards right now. as you see, Headshot finished out in the top 10, started outside the top 10. Good job for him. Tyler doesn't look like he's going to be getting any points if the stewards rule against him. And then there are your DNFs. 3 of the 4 of them started outside the top 10. The only one of them who was in the top 10, Hype, of course, did not finish. So the Rainbow Nations Hect gets the win, and its first win, of course, and I believe for, was it Mercedes? Yep, the first win for Mercedes all season. He's now boosted his total to 35 points. And that should put him ahead of Jay Tyler and the Slayer. It does. So he is now in 7th place overall in the title race. Where did Stiggy finish, by the way? 4th, was it?
Yep.
4th, so he will now be on 62. Tam will now be on 26, so he goes up a few places as well. I think we should get some interviews of these drivers, so if you politely ask, may you try and bring the drivers in for an interview, please?
Yes, I can do that, not a problem.
Thank you. And Dylan going on to 16 now. So good performance from him. But yeah, it's still technically the top 2 are AlphaTauri drivers, Lars and Tucson, but of course they're not there anymore. So Stiggy in 3rd with 62, he could be going for the championship. He's not won a race yet, I should mention. The top 2 of the drivers who are still in, of the top 2 of the top 3 of the drivers who are still in the league have not won a race. Stiggy and Jay Carty, they've not won. Headshot has. He won in the Netherlands after Tucson, I believe, got a penalty for cutting the pit entry at Zandvoort. I do believe we have someone in here right now for an interview.
The settings may be not what it is in order for them to be heard on there. That's the only thing. Because when I invited them, it just said they couldn't add them into the voice chat because they're. Hey, I think we can maybe switch between 2 game chats if that makes sense, or just try and invite them into the chat now, and then we can have a word from them. I'll do one invite at a time and see if that makes a difference. So just bear with me one moment.
Yeah, but as you see, we are in the, well, what we call the victory lane with the driver's winning car. It's not number 44, I know it's Lewis Hamilton's car, but of course this is the type of car that won today. Where's the F9 stream? Of course, the race is about to start in F9. There it is. Just going to get it on. We are just waiting for the interviews to begin, if we can get all the drivers in. An update, Lars and Tucson are in F9, if you're wondering where they have headed off to. And they're doing reasonably well in the qualifying session. Tucson's currently 4th, 2.5 minutes to go. Lars 9th. I do not know any other drivers who were in F10, but as far as I know, yeah, those 2 representing the F10 drivers in F9. Don't believe we have anyone as of yet to interview, so please bear us one moment.
Right, so I've just sent out a message in the Discord chat to see if we can get any interviews in. So just wait and see.
By the way, if any of you have questions in the live chat, go ahead and fire them away. So we wait for someone to join us. I mean, if they have plans personally, that's totally fine by me. It's not completely mandatory, unlike in real life, I believe. I'm just watching over the crash that happened. See what happened. Let's see. So Hype tries to move on the right, sees that Tyler moves to the right, so he tries to go on the left, and then Tyler just moves to the left way too late. He shouldn't be doing that in the first place. Because, yeah, that's, yeah, you can't do that. That is surely a penalty. Ah, we have Florvishtik.
Hello.
What did you finish again? Did you finish in the top 3?
P12.
No. P12?
Yeah. Yeah, it was disappointed. But yeah, I want to start on the back, because then you can start on the mediums. But I started on P8 currently. But yeah, in the midfield, it's just crazy.
Good evening.
To watch out. So.
I don't think any of these drivers finished in the top 3, Tom.
Okay, well, I was trying to get some info. Yeah.
No, we didn't.
No.
Yeah, Stiggy, technically, if we don't count the drivers that have left, you're in the lead of the championship now, by the way.
Yes.
That was just a weird... Yeah, you still have to get past 80 points. You're on 62 now. Provisionally.
Yeah, I think it's possible. You know, I mean, yet again, a good race. I'll take 4th. You know, obviously my teammate Heck won. You know, so obviously big props to him. But yeah, no, I think I can get the championship. You know, my main rivals at the moment are still Jake Harty and Lessie, which I finished in front of. Jake Harty kept me honest for the first half of the medium stint. You know, but yeah, and another decent race. I'm happy with another result up there. So yeah, looking forward to you know, the championship carrying on. I think Jay Tyler and Heck both had some good pace, so they you know, I'm hoping they'll be able to join in for the last 7 or 6 races.
Yeah, so thank you for that. I have to get to Tyler quickly. I hate to mention it, that incident with Hype, what happened?
Well, to be fair, I went to defend the road, and I thought, in my defence, I thought I was completely ahead, so I moved to the outside on braking, and then because my rearview mirror was saying that I was ahead, showing me that I was ahead, so I thought, okay, I'll move over to the very thin line, and then I feel contact in my rear, and off goes Hype into the barriers, and yeah, obviously he retired from the session, but he was desyncing completely a lot. So obviously I had no idea where I was. I thought I was ahead, so I moved over. And obviously, yeah, he resulted in the incident, and unfortunately retired. But these things happen, you know. It's racing, and if I get a penalty, I get a penalty. But obviously, I'll come back strong in Canada and hopefully deliver again in qualifying, and this time hopefully in the race like last week.
Yeah, so you didn't get any, like, red arrows at the back of your car indicating that he was right next to you, or
he wasn't,
not at all?
He wasn't close enough, sorry to interrupt you, he wasn't close enough for a red arrow. Well, I didn't see a red arrow, maybe there was one, but I look at my rearview mirror, not the red arrow. I look at the rearview mirror, and I was ahead, so unless I had a red arrow, then I had a red arrow and then I deserve a penalty, but I was looking at the rearview mirror, I was ahead, so...
Yeah, I'm just looking at footage. It looks like you went to the right to try and avoid a move from Hype, and then you moved back to the left again. You made it looked like you made 2 defensive moves, but of course, that's just what I have seen. So as we know, of course, the rules are you have to make one defensive move at most.
The second move wasn't a defensive move. It was a move to get back on the racing line.
Yeah, I understand that, but it did look like. But that's what I think. But of course, the stewards will probably think different. But it's just an unfortunate situation. Other than that, Height was just caught out, and you know he couldn't really do much there. So bad luck for him. Of course, he's not here right now, so we can't hear from what he thought of it. But let me just check the Discord. He has dangerous driving, can't do something. TBH, he has said. I'm just checking his view. Yeah, he's not a happy bunny.
I don't blame him, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Isn't it?
You have your view, I believe. I'm just checking your footage right now. I wish we could show this, but we cannot due to the limitations of the PlayStation.
Like I said, if I get a penalty, I get a penalty. We move on, but like people just need to move on.
Just check the footage. It briefly shows you have a red arrow, like for a fraction of a second. So that may hinder you in this investigation, but that's just what I think.
At the end of the day, as I said, collisions happen in Formula One.
Yeah.
It's a competitive environment. You know, these things happen. He's got to move on, I've got to move on. You know, he can't just be butthurt by it.
Yeah.
So.
There was a half a second gap between them at the point. Hype opened DRS as well. The closing speed was massive. You know, so the fraction of a second. You know, it was obviously, you know, Jack was making sure that, you know, he was defending his position. It was just huge overspeed. You know, so I mean, I would expect there to be a penalty, unfortunately, but it was a difficult, I think, overtake anyway. There could have been a lot more. I mean, Jack could have gone out as well at the same time. Just unfortunate cause of events, really.
Yeah,
I was
indeed.
ahead though. I was ahead, so I'm not going to give up a position. It's a podium position. I'm not going to just give it up that easily. So
Yeah, it's just one of those things, unfortunately. The incidents that happen, we can't really do much about. Tucson, by the way, just an update, is starting on pole position, so he's doing us F10 drivers very well. And
Why does
Lars
that not
is
surprise
on the
me?
top three.
Tucson on pole, right? Why does that just not surprise me? Do we know what qualifying time we got?
I'm trying to check right now. He's just lost the lead, by the way. He's fallen
It's
right
F9,
down to
isn't
fourth.
it? Yeah. Oh, Lars, isn't it? Lars and Tucson. Because obviously Lars was the other AlphaTauri driver for us in F10. I'm just checking the pole time now. See how sweaty this was. So, let's have a look. The end of qualifying, they're into the mid-16s.
Oh my god! He's he's at least a quarter of a second ahead of Karen Robb. It's ridiculous.
16.3. Yeah, 16.3. What was the pole time for us? Do we know?
16-2.
16.2. So it would have been close, but he's on pole again. This just proves that most of F10 are F9 pace. That's all I'm saying.
I think we've mixed the divisions round.
I know. You should
We need to make.
We're F9 now, confirmed.
We need to do what the MLS do and just have it in one division, but they're split into two groups, and then we have a final stage like they do in the postseason. Nah, that would kill league racing as a whole. Unless
40
we were
people on
making
one-shot qualifying, and then just, you know, take the top 20
the
into
top
the race.
20. No. There'd be two different races, obviously.
Oh yeah, it could be. Yeah, that's right, couldn't it? Yeah.
But yeah, that's going on right now. I do apologise if we can't get the top three in, but you know, Tom was nice and just decided to bring in all the others. Floor, Vishtik, you were reportedly going for the bottom 7 so you could start on the alternate strategy. Is that true?
4 isn't here.
Oh, he's gone. Sorry.
I think he's gone. I think it's just me and Jack now. Out of the other.
Yeah, I tried to get the top 3 in, but they just weren't able to get this. That's why I invited Jack and Stiggy in as well.
Fair enough. We had some talking points after the race at least. I'm just watching F9 right now. Houston's already down to 3rd, as we just said. And they were 4 abreast in the first corner, by the way. Just amazing. Anyway.
They're a good set of drivers.
Yeah, they are. I think we should call it here. It's 8:30. Want to get everyone watching F9. So, thank you all for watching tonight. Thank you, Tom Cairns, for joining me.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Honestly, I hope it's... Yeah, honestly, I hope it's not the last time, considering that I have been on my own most of the time. Because, I'm not going to mention it, but, you know, for some reason, I've been on my own the whole time. It's just weird. So it was nice to have a co-commentator for once.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, being a co-commentator and a commentator are 2 different things. Obviously, I've had my experience of co-commentary. But yeah, thank you very much to all those who've been watching tonight with the race. Very well done to our top 3, including Hecht with his first win of the season. He very much needed that, and the battle for the championship is very much ongoing into Canada next week. And of course, don't forget to watch the F9 race that's happening right now, in case you are watching that. And we've got F1 to 8 tomorrow evening, Logan.
Yes, indeed. The big leagues are here, F1 to F8. I myself will be doing F7, so watch that. Of course, we have F2, 3, 4, and 7 at 7 o'clock. And at 8 o'clock will be 1, 5, 6, and 8. Of course, the main attraction being the F1, involving big names like Juiced, Duncan. All of them had to work their way up here, by the way. Pretty much. Of course, Wilson Hughes used to be in F4, F3, and is now one of the best in the business in F1, PSGL, and is assigned to the academy now, to McLaren. Just shows anything can happen in this sport. But yes, that is, I think that's it. So we will see you again, as we said, in Canada this time next week, 7 o'clock, same time, same place. You be sure, don't miss it. But until then, I wish you all